Hey, and welcome back to Troll Time, where I'm your host, Ivan D. Curtis, aka the Troll King. And this is a show where we talk sports, movies, or anything thought provoking. On this particular episode, we'll be talking WNBA. Quick game one and game two recap of the 2024 WNBA Finals. Also, we'll be talking Seimone Augustus, who was just recently inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame. Natalie Nakase has been named the new head coach for the Golden State Valkeries, um, and some other topics that we'll be discussing in this episode. Unfortunately, this particular episode I will be doing by myself. I want y'all to send a prayer out for my buddy, A. Willie, a little under the weather. But the show must go on. We would have recorded this episode sooner. I was trying to give him a chance to get better, but unfortunately that hasn't happened. Just recently, here in WNBA news, as I mentioned, Natalie Nakase has been named the head coach for the Golden State Valkeries. She had been a assistant for the Las Vegas Aces. Also, the WNBA continues to be the inclusive league that it is. She's the first Asian head coach in the W. Played ball at UCLA. I was pretty happy to see this. They get an experienced coach, and somebody who's been there, done that. Anytime you're a part of a winning staff, a winning culture, you kind of know how to. You get a firsthand view of how to cultivate that and how to reinvent that, so to speak. So it's going to be real interesting to see what Golden State will look like. I know I read in some things earlier where she was saying that she's going to not just have 12 random players. She's going to find players that's going to suit her style of play and and pretty much get after it. Another thing that she had mentioned is that it was an honor for her being able to coach a talent like Asia Wilson. I think anytime that if you've been in the coaching world, anytime you get an opportunity to be around high level talent that sets the bar for everyone else, I think you can pretty much get a sense of how you want to build your team and what you need out of your vets and star type players. So I'm be pretty intriguing to see what they do in Golden State. I believe they had a fifth pick in the upcoming draft, and they also have the expansion draft coming up in December. I'm going to say it's the 6th. But hats off to Natalie Nakase for getting a head coaching job. Just here recently, Seimone Augustus, one of the best to do it. She was inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame. Pretty much guard forward, give it to you any way you wanted it. Played for the Minnesota Lynx, Los Angeles Sparks in the WNBA. Went to LSU. She was the number 1 overall pick back in 2006. Has 3 Olympic gold medals, 4 WNBA titles. She was just an outstanding player. And if you got a chance to listen to her Hall of Fame speech, lets you know, it gets you a splash of what type of person she is as well. I do believe she is an assistant coach now at LSU. They're going to benefit greatly from that, getting somebody with that knowledge and experience that she has. I was a big fan of her game. Quick 1, 2, 3 dribble pull up, get to the rim. Just a phenomenal player. Congratulations to Seimone Augustus. like I said, we're gonna be talking game one and game two, recap of the WNBA. Real quick, over on game one of the WNBA finals. Um, Real seesaw game at the end, not so much in the beginning. New York came out on fire. Um, 32 points in the first quarter, but then hit a buzzsaw in the last 5 minutes of the game where Minnesota went on a hell of a run. Ended up closing it out and winning by 2 in overtime. But real dramatic ending. No quit in the links. Courtney Williams hit a dagger of a 4-point play shot. Ironic that she did that against the Liberty when Spoon is heavily noted for the big time shot that she hit from half court to win a game, but not pretty much the same, but just in that same like manner, hitting a timely shot when needed. But Minnesota closed the game out, man. They was the first team I think to come back and win a game trailing by more than 15 points with 5 minutes to go and in that nature. But just to give you some stats on that game, man, because typically I always say Jonquel Jones is the X factor for the Liberty, but she had 24 points and 10 rebounds in that game. And most of the time when she gets a double-double, the Liberty or on the winning side of things. Sabrina Ionescu, she had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. Stewie finished with 18 points, 9 rebounds, but there'll be a few things that will be remembered in that game one forever, depending on how this series goes, is because Stewie had a chance to win the game off a free throw and missed at the end of regulation that sent it into overtime. And then she had a chance to tie the game in overtime and missed a layup. Well, like I said, if anybody would have told me that those two plays would have took place, I wouldn't have believed it. Stewie missing a free throw and then missing a layup is insane with somebody of her talent. Leona Fivers, she had a great game one as well. 17.6 rebounds, 5 and 9 from 3. The big closing thing before I hop on over to Minnesota is that in that game one, Sabrina Ionescu, she shot 8 for 26. And Breanna Stewart was 6 of 21. That's 14 for 47 from the field. Surprisingly, you only lose by 2. Any other team or any other situation, that's probably a blowout loss. And that just shows you what type of game it was. But Kayla McBride and Courtney Williams set the tone in game one, combining for 45 points. Courtney Williams was 23 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, shot 9 for 18. Kayla McBride was 4 for 7 from 3 and 22 points. She's really been turning it on as of late, closing out the first series against Phoenix, and now hopping over into this. She's picking up where she left off. And then you had Nafisa Collier, 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 blocks, and played stifling defense against Breanna Stewart. Elena Smith, 9 points, 9 rebounds. And then you had Natisha Heidemann, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists off the bench. Was a real spark plug for them in helping them get the win. They took game one, 95-93 in overtime. Fast forwarding to Sunday, the game started out pretty much the same way. New York jumped out, scored 31 points in the first quarter. I was kind of wondering which way the game was going to turn. And indeed it did. Like I said, New York jumped out 31-21. took a halftime lead by 10 going in, but in the second half, that's where it kind of got sketchy for the Liberty. You almost felt like um, the Liberty were up, but it didn't feel like necessarily they was always in control at times. The lead got as close to like 5 or 2 points, between 5 and 2 points, but then New York, they went on a run and closed it out to win 80-66. But to tie the series up at 1-1. But I think it seems like at times New York can be playing some of their best basketball, and Minnesota is just hanging around. It never feels like they're completely out of the game. When you smoke a 15-point lead with 5 minutes to go, that's always going to play in the back of your mind. I don't care who it is, because the other team, they're constantly having confidence that no matter what the lead is, they have a chance in the game. And that showed sparingly later in the game. But like I said, New York ended up closing it out. But game two, Benaja Laney Hamilton, she was indeed the X factor. Although Jonquel Jones was still, around on that double-double range with 14 points and 9 rebounds, but Laney Hamilton, 20 points, 4 for 6 from 3, 8 for 14, played 32 minutes. I know she's been was struggling with, being healthy. Her knee has been giving her some issues, but she looked good. And, she attributed a lot of that to how she played and how she's been feeling to her teammates, who've been helping her through the process, because she's been dealing with nagging injuries throughout the season and been battling through it. But she's one of their best two-way players. Tenacious defender, nice size, nice length, very physical, and she helps them in more ways than one. That 20 points is a bonus. She is somebody who can get it done off the bounce. She can catch and shoot threes, knows how to use a mismatch when she has it because of her size, being a bigger guard. But definitely played a key role in that win. Sabrina Ionescu, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Breanna Stewart set a WNBA record, finals record with 7 steals, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 steals. Still didn't shoot particularly well, 7-18. But that floor game, I'll take that any day of the week. She was definitely active, getting out into the passing lanes. Stewie's length is unmatched in the WNBA. So 7 steals is a lot, but considering her range and, like I said, her length, and she's always finding her way around the basketball. When she's keyed in on defense, it definitely can be a long night for the opposing team, especially at 6'4". I want to say she had like a 7'1" wingspan or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But definitely played an incredible floor game in game two. On the other side, Minnesota, Courtney Williams, 15 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 7 for 14, 1 for 2 from 3. Not a bad night, but definitely not the same night that she had in game one with 20-plus points. I believe Minnesota's in good hands when she hits the 20-point mark. Nafisa Collier, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 7 for 12 shooting. Now, I might bring out the 7 for 12 because Nafisa Collier is one of the most efficient scorers in the WNBA. And I said this a time or two before, but I like to see efficient shot makers get more shots. Courtney Williams having more shots than Nafisa Collier is, not good to my liking. I feel like Nafisa Collier puts pressure on the defense. I know a lot of that you can maybe contribute to the defense that was being played, but I need to see more shot attempts. matter of fact, in that game, her and Courtney Williams are the only players to have double-digit shot attempts. Everybody else, it was either 9 or below. Kayla McBride was 3 for 9, Elena Smith 6 for 9, and Bridget Carlton 3 for 9. Which I feel like in order for Minnesota to close this series out, or even having a chance of closing the series out, they're going to have to get more out of Elena Smith and Bridget Carlton. Those two players are key. They definitely interchangeable, two do-it-all players on the offensive and defensive end. So I expect to see more from them going forward in this series. The Liberty, like I said, they end up closing the game out 80-66. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in Minnesota. This game you can catch tomorrow, on Wednesday at 8 p.m. ESPN. Views are still spiking. I'm not even one to even talk about it, but since people are talking about it, at one point I think it was hit 1.1 million views, the highest viewed finals in a while. I'm not even the one to get into viewership records and all that because I want the attention and on the league, and I want the league to grow and all this and all that. But I'm gonna watch the games regardless. So I'm not gonna be looking for or caring about who's playing. I'm watching no matter who's playing. So it doesn't matter to me. So I definitely like to hear that news, but at the end of the day, I'm not the one to make a big deal out of all that. This is a rather short episode. Like I said, this show was not designed for me to do this by myself. Typically, I want to have my road dog with me, to help bring these to life. But yeah, just make sure that you keep tuning in to Troll Time. Make sure you check out the WNBA Finals. Like I said, next game is Wednesday, 8 p.m. on ESPN. And, as I always say, that if you don't remember anything, remember, I'm here to laugh, show love, promote, talk sports, movies, joke, and troll. Catch you on the next episode.